Ladies and gentlepeople, men and unkind humans, it's the comedy event you've all reluctantly been waiting for. Your MC tonight and I go way back, and I assure you he's mostly a very chill guy. Please welcome to the stage, Ari Begbie. Wow, what a turnout. This is more people. Look, 80 doesn't sound like a big number, but then when you've got 80 humans in a room with you, that's insane. Anyway, everyone, thanks everyone for coming. This is, all of you have made this event. Just letting you know, there are standing spots up here, seated spots down here, and we have some front row seats and the picnic blanket so graciously laid out. And now, viewing for this event is not mandatory, but it is a bit of a strange event, so I understand people's interest. If you do want to view the stand-up show tonight, all I'll ask is that we keep a chatter to the minimum during comedian sets. You're very welcome to leave and rejoin the group, rejoin the audience, but please just wait until I'm introducing, or if there's another comedian up on stage, wait a minute, because it can feel a bit bad, especially when right in front of you is the path that they take to go to the bathroom. So knowing you're the reason that somebody walked never feels good. So let's try and keep that to just on me tonight. We've got, I've another request. Photos are okay, but videos, I'd like if everyone, Cooper included, would not video any of the performances tonight. We do have some videos being taken, but they will not go up without the express consent of each of the comedians performing their sets. So we just don't want people having to worry about, oh gosh, maybe somebody videoed that horrific thing, and I've got a job to keep. So everyone's newbies of this night. It's insane. I did not expect we'd get almost a quarter turnout for the people doing sets. Round of applause for those guys. That is crazy. Nobody has ever done a set on this card before, bar one person who has done 5. I want you guys to guess who you think that is, and then tell that person after the show if you reckon it's them. So the structure of the night. Cooper. He's having fun. I'm sure I won't be. So the structure of the night is I'm Ari. I'm your MC. I'll be introducing each of the acts as they come up, and maybe saying a couple little silly things in between them. So at the start of this night, some of you may have seen, we drew names from a hat to figure out what the order will be. We had completely a random set, and it looks like a great, excellent pick for a lineup. I'll be introducing every comedian, and when I say their name, I want everyone to applaud and woo and everything you regularly do. Make them feel warm and welcome all the way up until they're at the mic, so that they feel there's no like couple spattered claps and then just 5 seconds of them walking up until they get to the mic. We're not doing we'll be doing a bit of a limit on some of the timed sets, and what you'll hear is if you've got about a minute left, you'll hear that, and then if I'm getting shitty with you for no reason, then I'm gonna just start like spamming it. So keep the Ari jokes to a minimum. We'll then have breaks in between every about 6 or 7 acts. They'll be about 10 minutes long. You guys will hear music playing during the break, and once you hear the music turn off and dim and the lights go back out, that's when we're going to start up again. What else? Oh, and if you want to see maybe front stage of a specific comedian, ask them where they are on the list, and they'll be able to tell you after which break they're doing. If you want, and then try and get back before Cooper snags the picnic blanket again. Okay. Without further ado, I will start attempting to be funny and try and set the tone of this very interesting amateur night. Anyway, thank you all for coming. That is an absurd amount of roars. Anyway, thanks for all coming to my birthday party. It's been a bit late. My actual birthday is on the 4th of July.
America!
Hell yeah. So much so that when Paloma's uncle found this out, he asked if I got any fun nicknames because I'm born on 4th of July. He said, do you get any cool nicknames like Cracker? without any other suggestions, that being the last one. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that it's not just me. There are a lot of people. There are those Jan 1st babies also get that pretty rough on them. This type of event I've heard described as a social ice bath. I think it's a really good description of it. And if maybe giving a class presentation in late high school when no one's listening is about a 15-degree cold shower, I think doing a stand-up open mic in front of 80 people you somewhat know or affiliated with is probably closer to that video of the German guy dive bombing into his pool and then like breaking his ass on the ice. It's quite a step for so many first timers. I just want to say very impressed with everyone who was trying to set. I like the comparison between ice bath and stand-up comedy because it tracks pretty well, but the only difference is that with one of them does peeing yourself actually help? And we don't. And you know what? Do you guys want to see? You guys want to see someone piss themselves tonight? Let's go. I thought my friends were much less cruel than that, but anyway, let's try and keep it a bit on the nicer side. Speaking of niceties, I don't think I'm an ethical consumer. And I think I found this out because my mum told me that Chobani actually they employ homeless people in their yogurt production process, which is lovely. But my first reaction was, well, duh, it's shit. So and the reason I know this is because if you were to tell me that Chobani were caught cleaning their production pipes with like 6-year-old children, like Victorian-era chimney sweeps, I'd probably just have to say, well, that's clearly the price you pay for good yogurt. I went to a rave, and at the rave, we had to take 15-minute breaks every 45 minutes. Because, get this, the DJ has epilepsy. At what point do you just sit your kid down and say, look, man, I don't think a dyslexic court stenographer is your line of work. Anyway, Cooper, Can we get a cam on that? He's really excited for Ben's set. He's really excited. That's all we'll say. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Cooper, for being such a lovely crowd.
Oh, Cooper, calm down.
He's a very, very happy boy. This is, what do you call a technical difficulty that is dog-related? I'm not sure. Canine difficulty. Anyway, I will introduce our first act, right after everybody stopped looking at Cooper. So this first comedian, she was an ex-tenant of this house, of this very house, and after a 6-week trip around Japan together, she decided to stop staying over the nights that, suspiciously, the nights that I was over, which is a fact that I am still trying and failing to not take personally. Granted, around that time, I was waking the house up at 3 a.m. with blood-curdling screams, so I guess it's a bit on both of us. She's the glue that held together a band through the barren Canberra music scene. Through her breakup with the lead guitarist, all the way up until the bass player received the police-issued "do not abuse me" thing. I forgot what it's called. What? Police-issued. And that is just a taste of the fuck-ups we're gonna see tonight. So don't you worry. All the way up until the bass player received a police-issued restraining order from the keyboardist within the band. Not even super glue can hold together a wet bar of soap and a melting ice cube. Please welcome my cousin, Lily Begbie.
Jeez. I've been making music for like 10 years and I don't think I've heard an applause that loud yet. Wow, thanks for that lovely intro. It's a freaking hard time being a creative, I won't lie. Someone's got to go first, right? For these sort of things. Someone's got to make a fool of themselves first as well. Yeah, that's just the way these things go. Anyway, so being a Begbie, as Ari just said, I am a Begbie, born and bred. We all have these little creative sparks that live inside us. It's just something that I've learnt, and that's where my musical journey has sort of come from, I guess. Which is great. Like, I've pursued music most of my life, and it's such an awesome thing to be in a creative space like that. But unfortunately, there are a few drawbacks as well. One of those drawbacks is that I was a fucking band kid in high school. Yeah. Not only was I a band kid, but I was also a fucking theatre kid as well. One of those. Oh my god, double whammy, right? It's full on, man. I don't get it, because we're actually lovely, us creatives. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I was a theatre kid in school. I was. I'm just going to own it. I'm doing it. So, you know, it's funny how we fall into this hierarchy in the high school courtyard. You know, you've got lots of different groups. You've got, like, the pretty girls, the popular girls who smell freakishly good, and then you've got the jocks and the athletics guys that all want to get in with the popular girls, and then you've got, like, the anime kids pulling all the Goku moves in the courtyard. Damn, it's just like unwavering confidence from those guys. Like, where does it come from? It's incredible. Yeah, but for some reason, the band kids and the theatre kids, we just can't make a break for ourselves. Like, we are just the bottom of the pecking order. Even the anime kids are out to get us for some reason. They all look at us like, what the hell, you're playing an instrument? That's so weird. But you know, we have our interesting little things, us band kids. You know, you walk into a music classroom and it smells so much of BO. It's just one of those things. Same with the theatre kids. You walk into a theatre classroom and it's like ADHD punches you in the face. It's awesome. I love it so much. I just want to know what the tipping point is, though, because, you know, it's a rough time being a band kid, a creative kid, or a theatre kid in high school. But then, you know, there's this tipping point where you come out on the other side, and obviously musicians and celebrities are some of the most beloved people eventually in the world. Like, we've all got our favorite musicians and favorite actors and actresses. So there's got to be a tipping point, right? So I just have so many questions about that sort of thing to the universe. I'm just going to ask, put it out there. At what point did, let's say, Tom York, Radiohead. At what point did Tom York go from getting his head shoved in a toilet with someone pressing flush to being literally one of the most beloved musicians on the planet? Where does it change? At what point did Kurt Cobain go from getting his underwear pulled between his ass cheeks to literally starting Nirvana? When does it change? Anyway, there's a little bit on my creative journey growing up as a musician, but represent us Begbies, love it so much. It's a very blessed thing to be in that creative stream. Speaking of Begbies, I did want to do a really quick nod to my beautiful cousin Ari, who's just turned 22. Thought it would be appropriate as he's making all of us get up here and humiliate ourselves, so I thought I'd just do the same thing to him, just a little bit. So Ari, we've been super close growing up. He's someone that I've always idolized so much, ever since he was super small. And I'd say when Ari was about 10, and I was probably 9, Isla and Ash were around 8, Minecraft was the craze. Everyone's gotten around Minecraft at some stage, right? But Ari was on that shit. You know what he's like with games? Like, he's a whiz. Like, he will learn a game in like 5 seconds, be able to explain it to the dumbest person in the universe, just knows all the mechanics behind that sort of stuff. So little 9-year-old Lily's like, oh shit, okay, Ari's playing Minecraft. I need to get on this Minecraft train. Okay, quick, okay. Gaslit my mom into getting a subscription. Mom, Ari's playing it, please. Let me play it too, please, God, please. She's like, okay, fine, okay, cool. Got to fit in with the big cuz. So I got Minecraft, paid my $25. Well, my mom paid my $25. I was obviously 9. And we get to our grandparents' house. That's where we tended to meet up when we were kids. And I'm like, yes, okay. Get to sit down and press my big cousin, like sitting next to him, prop over my laptop. Ari's whizzing around, like he's like, knows all the crafting recipes, like knows how to play that game inside out. I'm just like opening my computer, like sitting next to him, being like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I'm making a roller coaster in creative mode or something like that. And I'm typing away, and Ari's like going ham, like hardcore survival mode, smashing it out. And he starts looking at my screen, and I'm like, oh shit, this is my big break. This is where it goes down, all right? I need to impress him somehow, right? I'm just playing along. I'm like, oh my God, he's looking. This is crazy. And he looks over, and he's like, yeah. Hey, Lil? And I'm like, oh, yes. Oh my God, yes. He's interested in what I'm doing. He's like, hey, Lil? No offense, you're such a noob. What? I was 9 years old. It was my first time playing Minecraft. Oh my God, no mercy. I needed to be at Ari's level first day. Because that's what he's like. He's a whiz. His brain is like a sponge. Probably learnt Minecraft in literally 5 seconds. You know how Inside Out 2 came out recently? You know how in the first movie, at the end of the movie, there's like, they decide that core memories like have to be like joyous and angry core memories and like, disgust and sad core memories. You got to have all those emotions involved in your core memories as a child. That one is my fearful core memory. That shit is stained purple. Ari showed me no mercy. But, it's made me a resilient person, like he's making me a resilient person right now as I get up here in front of 85 people. Anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you so much, guys.
I have heard that story a couple times, but never as good as that performance just then. Give it up again for Lily Begbie. Now, this next comedian comes from a very short line of comedians before him. What else is there to say? I guess he's not short. He's not got straight hair. he's certainly not heard this lame joke before. Everyone put your hands together for Bill Nott!
You guys know those posters in airports that say bomb jokes are not funny? It's just not true, is it? I've never understood why, the highest level of our executive government in Australia is to be a minister of something. And yet, our form of government is called the Westminster system. Doesn't really make much sense to me why we couldn't call them minsters. I feel like political satire would be a lot easier and funnier if it was called Minster, because the leap to monster is really not far at that point. Straight into monster of defense. Monster for the environment. I would be a monster for the environment if I was in that position. Anyway, I've been working on my anger, specifically trying to make it more intense, more refined into a laser-focused beam of anger. Been using Zen Buddhism, actually books from the Zen Buddhist tradition, in order to more effectively increase the amount of anger I feel by basically whatever template there is to be gleaned from Zen Buddhism, I go the opposite way. Where a master might recommend to sit with my thoughts in contentment and serenity, I instead watch Jordan Peterson compilations on YouTube. Because I'm really trying to sharpen that anger. I've actually found that with pretty much any religion, if you go the opposite way, you can maximize the amount of suffering that you feel and inflict on the world. Christianity, that's a great one. That's a great one. Hate thy neighbor. Comes pretty easy to me ever since my neighbor threatened me with a machete. That one's not a joke. You know what it's like down in Wollongong. But I tell you what, working retail, which I imagine a lot of my peers here tonight would have experience in, it's a great place to hone that anger. I'll give you an example. If I make this face, you would never be able to tell. Behind my eyes, I'm thinking, if there were no consequences to my actions, I would like to flay your skin off into little bacon strips. Oh, fuck. You know what else makes me angry? It's a long list of things. Recipe books. You would never guess, but it's just always so pretentious. It's this annoying, pommy guy that thinks he's the shit, and he's using all these weird sexual metaphors for baking. You really gotta drill that dough right in there, get the butter right in there, and the way they explain it is so condescending. You could do this recipe with your eyes closed, one hand behind your back. You've suffered a brain aneurysm. Only one side of your body has normal motor function, and you're partially dyslexic and you can't read. This will take you 5 minutes maximum. Maximum. Any more would be insane. And then the first step. Yeah, so you're just going to want to set 7 different things cooking. Make sure you're using your 8 different arms to slice all of those things at the same time. Fuck, it just makes me feel so stupid. So stupid. Not knowing someone's name, though. That's interesting. An interesting source of anger. It's actually the opposite. I feel like not knowing someone's name in a social situation can bring me closer to them, because in imagining what their name is, I can have all of these expectations about who they're going to be. Some guy in front of me is talking to me, I'm talking, is jovial. The Inside Out character in my head is doing poker machines, slotting through Toby, Max, Joshua, thinking, this guy could be my new best friend. He's great, he's so friendly. And then he reaches out his hand and he says, my name's Jack. What's your name? And I'm just shattered. I just feel like all of my hopes and dreams for what we could have been has been dashed because of all the different Jacks I've known in my past life. Anyway, passive aggression. Been working on my passive aggression too, because sometimes you got to fly under the radar. The share house, university share house. That's a great place to work on your passive aggression. I'll give you an example. The other day, I went away for a week with my girlfriend, and at the time, there was maybe one, at most two rolls of toilet paper active in the bathroom. None left. No reserves to draw from. I'd bought toilet paper the last 2 or 3 times, and, I figured by the time I got back, there'd be more toilet paper. Anyway, I get back and it's just that last little sliver. That little sliver that's just enough that if you're a wanker, you could leave on there and not feel bad about it. Oh, they'll have enough. They'll have enough. Of course it wasn't going to be enough. So what I did, well, at the time, at this juncture, you might think I would sit down with my roommates, have a calm but assertive discussion and say, I bought toilet paper the last couple times. I'd really appreciate it if someone else could go and buy it. It's not that expensive, but it adds up. What I did instead is I walked to my local shopping mall, went into the pretty dirty and very smelly public toilet there, had my morning shit there, walked back out past the Coles with lines of toilet paper on sale, actually a lot less than what it usually is. Walked straight past, didn't buy any. Got back into the house, saw my roommate up stirring at 11 a.m. and said, there's not much toilet paper left, is there? But Google's actually been outdoing me for passive aggression recently, which might be a strange thing to hear, but I was sick of targeted ads. I don't want to be preyed on by a corporation, so I went in my settings, turned targeted ads off. Ever since, Google's been acting like a jaded ex, trying to just defaming me with the kinds of ads that they send me. Acting like because I turned targeted ads off, I must be some weirdo. First it was adult diapers. Next it was a gimp suit. And then ads for like a cruise liner, which is arguably the worst of the three. Anyway, I was like, I don't know if I can deal with this anymore. This is really weirding me out every time I go on the internet. So I went back into the Google settings. Turns out I'd actually flicked targeted ads on. Anyway, I'll close it off with this. If there's one thing that makes me angry, above all the rest, it's injustice. It's injustice. I'm 6'1", by the way. I'm kidding. And the war in Israel and Palestine, I would never make light of that, okay? The Palestinian children dying every day is terrible. And I woke up feeling like I'm not doing enough. I'm a bad leftist. I haven't shared an infographic in a while. I haven't donated to an organisation that actually takes the profit for themselves in a while. Don't even have a flag in my living room. So, I felt like I need to do something. I need to rectify this. So I hopped on chess.com and I beat an Israeli in a 5-minute bullet chess match. Gotta tell you, the feeling was amazing. In those last few seconds, he's trying to box my king in. He just can't quite manage it. And in those last few seconds, as I can figuratively see the light dwindle from his Zionist eyes, I think to myself, this is for Palestine. Thank you.
That was a crazy set. From Bill Nott. Everyone give it up once more. Insane that he whipped that up in as long as he had. He was talking about religion and how it's a really good one for getting the hatred stirring. I feel religion, we always say our Holy Father. I think it should be our Holy Mother. Because I think, at least from the Christian God, she has some pretty weird set of house rules that you always have to abide by. No of the two of the same fabric. Not laying with another man of your gender, who is probably... Anyway, we're working some new stuff here. Don't worry about it. That's great. Anyway, and there's another punchline. Oh. Somebody at the front door? Should I pause it for a second? Oh, can somebody open the front door? That's right, okay.
It's not going to be open?
No, awesome. Oh, hello. Hi, what's your... Lydia and Anna? Nice! Thank you for coming out. This is a strange introduction after 3 years or 2 years of... So maybe we'll continue this after I'll bring up the next person. Thank you. Because this was a Begbie organized event, we are running about 30 minutes late, and we didn't get everything. Could I grab somebody to get me like a water bottle size of like soft drink or something? I'm parched up here. Anyway, Jerome, can you do that for me? Ashes on it. Okay, easy. Thank you. And Asher Begbie up next. No. So I'll introduce our next act. He has been frying chicken for over 4 years now. He is one of the co-founders of the Freaky McGee's. He is the second best Risk of Rain 2 player I know, and the most generous poker player I have had the pleasure of versing. Please, everyone, give it up for my friend Alex Moreria.
It's just so nerve-wracking being up here, first time doing this kind of thing. Like, I'm so related to that first thing about being a band and theatre kid, but I feel like comedy's a whole different ballgame. Like, straight up, just, trying to make people laugh. Like, fuck. Anyway, but this is my first time doing this, so they usually say you have beginner's luck with these kind of things, but I actually wasn't going to be able to make it here tonight because I had a shift at work. But a co-worker was miraculously able to cover it, so I think I probably ran through my luck for the next 10 years. But, yeah. And as I mentioned, I've been working at KFC for the last 4 years, and recently I've actually become a manager, which means... Yeah, thank you. Managing KFC, bloody brilliant. Which means I get to deal with the oh-so-gracious thing of complaints. Oh, we love to see the complaints, just... bloody things, so, my chicken had regular salt instead of chicken salt when we literally only use one kind of salt. I don't know what to say there. Anyway, And I was reading this other complaint literally the other day, and I kid you not, the complaint said 2 words on it. Wasn't good. And they left their phone number there, so naturally I had to call up and see what they were on about. So I called them up. They were telling me all about their food and stuff, and I was like, yeah, come in, we'll remake it. So anyway, I was planning to just totally gyp this guy of his food, like just give him the absolute worst. So like naturally, we just made it the usual way. Just completely like off procedure, just the usual. Anyway, so cool fact about me, not very good, but I love to do impressions, but specifically combo impressions. So I'm opening up to the audience. If any of you has like a combo impression of, I like to do like a movie and a celebrity combined. So like, any ideas? Anyone? Yeah.
The Terminator and Barack Obama.
Terminator and Barack Obama. How the hell did you come up with that? What the heck? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to think that. Okay. Obamacare is back. That's all I have for that one, but thank you for that, audience. Please congratulate that. You're crazy for that one. Anyway, so, isn't it great, like the world we live in? I know there are some terrible things that happen, but, sometimes, like, you just see how great the world is. Like, I was walking down Bird Road the other day, and I saw this restaurant. It said it was open 24 hours. And I was like, how great is that? The economic freedom to be able to be open for 24 whole hours in a day. But then, I was just thinking, it's a bit odd though, right? Like, why open for only, like, one day? Like, I walked in, it seemed like it was doing pretty well. Like, yeah. Oh man. And this joke now, I was experimenting for some of this joke. I was struggling to write some, so I was actually experimenting for AI with this. So this one comes straight to you from AI. Told my friend I was going on a seafood diet. He asked, "Oh really? What kind of seafood are you eating?" I was like, "I see food and I eat it." Yeah, judging from that poor reaction, it seems like robots might take over the world, but they won't take comedians' jobs. Yeah. They probably should take my job though, because. Yeah. Anyway. Anyways, how do we feel about Anzac Day, guys? Yeah. We love Anzac Day, right? The biscuits and all that, like commemorating our patriots and all that. I remember I had to order some CDs, and I remember I saw this. My postman was coming up, and he was delivering it, and he was talking to me about how he's retiring, and I was like, how poetic is that? The last post for him. Oh man! And on that terrible joke, I'm gonna. Guys, this went better than expected.
Alex Moreria, everybody, the Colonel, as they call him. I've seen him lose a full $101 in one poker night. An impressive woo! One for Alex's. That was a sad whoop, by the way. Okay, without further ado, I think we're just going to. Without further ado, I'd like to. Our next comedian is ado. I'm making up that. It's a great little segue. So yeah, I've been snowboarding for a while, over quite a few years, and it's like my favorite thing to do. So we took this guy snowboarding recently for his first time. And on the second day, this cunt was doing jumps as high as me. It was infuriating. So I did what the only natural thing a person would do. Next trip we went, I gave him a dud board that was slow, and spent the entire time at the park crushing this kid's jump record. Absolutely obliterating it. Anyway, that's I'm not salty about it whatsoever. It's completely, it's like whatever. It's cool. I forgot the second half of his intro, but I think I'll leave it there. I'll let him speak for himself. Everyone give a round of applause to your audio tech, Dean Smusko!
Thank you. The first thing I'll say is about the snowboarding is I fucking knew it. Something was fishy. But yeah, this is interesting. It feels like quite a big audience of people to be doing this for the first time. Two separate audiences. I feel like I'm fighting a war on two fronts. I feel like Hitler circa 1943, which is a joke I can make because, as Ari mentioned, I'm Jewish. So, I'm just going to launch in here. This is obviously something I'm very new to, stand-up comedy. I've never tried it, I've always wanted to try it. And I think I've made peace with the idea of there being no laughter in the room at my jokes, which is, I think, the thing that I've braced for. So I don't want any fake laughter. If I'm not funny, just silence is fine. Don't feel the need to laugh. Because frankly, I think, okay, if I'm not good at this, then I would not like to be encouraged, because what a bad comedian brings to the world, to society, is nothing. It is a net loss for everyone. And I think stand-up is one of those things that less people should do. And also more people should do, to learn your limits, you know? So, again, unpracticed here, so I'm just gonna launch in with a thought that I've been having. No clean transitions. I have been thinking about penises, and I know it's somewhat low-hanging fruit. Thank you. But I've been specifically thinking about penis size, because penis size is, most people who have penises will tell you that at one point they've wanted a bigger penis. And I think that's a really interesting thing. You know, there's this idea that like people who have a small penis want a big penis, and people who have a big penis want a bigger penis. And where does that desire come from? Is a question I've been asking myself. Like, and I'm not talking like large. I'm talking like frickin' like elephant's trunk, like dangling in the wind, like grandfather clock, just like hitting the knees back and forth. Because when you think about it, like it's not practical in any way. Okay, let's dive in, right? A simple matter of storage. Where's it going? You know, like what's containment unit? Like underwear vibe. Like what's going on down there for people who have enormous penises? Because they're not Target shopping like the rest of us. Like Anko does not have a monster cock size. Last I checked. Custom made potentially. It's a problem that they alone have to deal with. You know, and. You know, that's like really base level practicality shit. Like, I assume that there's some level of sex that's a part of it, right? You know, a big penis for some reason you'd think you're better at sex. But I'm thinking like, and again, like long, like dragging behind you, like a tail. Like, it's like stuffing an anaconda into a Pringles can. Like, it's not feasible. It's not feasible. So where's the desire? If it's impractical and it's too big, where does the want come from? Because I don't feel like I'm convincing myself to not want it yet. You know, like if a genie was here, I'd be like, hit me, big dog. Like, so what is it? Where's that coming from? And who are you gonna talk to about? Who's gonna hear you out? Have you ever had a rich friend like complaining about their money? Like, man, it's so hard having so many options about like what I can do and eat and where I can go all the time. And you're like, yeah, that sounds hard. That sounds really difficult for you to have all that money. So you're in it alone, is what I'm saying. And you know, when you take in all of these ideas, all of these things about like how actually difficult and stressful it would be to have an abnormally large penis, it really makes me wonder why we want one. Because I feel like as well it's such a masculine thing. Like you don't see girls being like, I wish I had a huge vagina. You know what I mean? Like, if that conversation is happening, it's not happening around me. Like I don't know. I don't feel like girls are like bragging like, yo, my vag is huge, man. Like big vag energy is not a thing that I've heard about. But so what is it? Where is it coming from? And so I think maybe there's some aspect of just like having like the masculine urge to just have the bigger thing. Like you have a stick, I have a bigger stick. And that's it. Like my stick is bigger, therefore I'm in control of us. Like, we need something so like simple and grounded. The truth is that I don't know. And I've wasted all your time. I don't know, do I have any more time? Or should I? Yeah? Okay, there's one thing I'm gonna try, and this is an idea that I had. I really have no idea how this is gonna work, because it's not technically a joke, but it's an interesting thing. And it starts with a sentence. And that sentence it's somewhat of a fact, and it is that yesterday I went to the bank. Which, yesterday, as in, okay, so 24 hours, but not, okay, so every day, there's like, you know when there's the sun, and it comes up, but it's not actually it coming up, it's us going like this. Do you know? So, but that happens for roughly 24 hours. But, so, like, not this one, but the one before this one, I went to the bank. A bank is so. A bank is like it's a money house, really. It's a house for money, but not so much anymore because cash is not as popular anymore. So it's more of like electronic. It's numbers. It's the numbers house. Yeah. So, but yesterday. So. But okay, so yesterday I went to the numbers house 24 hours prior to this period that is happening. Me, Dean, went, goed, like went, but goed in the past. Which, okay, go to went, like, I don't know who was writing the words, but go to went, like, how the fuck did we get that one? Like, it should be goed, I'm just saying. So I goed 24 hours ago to the numbers house. Me, Dean, this one. Because you are also ones, but you didn't go to the numbers house yesterday. Dean did. 24 hours ago, I goed there. Do you understand? Because me, right, Dean, this collection of thoughts, opinions, beliefs, atoms, that is, if you subscribe to the Buddhist theory of self, went 24 ago, of hours. Hours is like a time bit. It's like a page, but of time ago. And the thing is that I actually did not go to the bank yesterday. I made that up for comedic effect. Thank you very much. That's all I've got. Happy birthday, Ari.
You guys just witnessed Dean's ketamine kick in mid-set, which is egregious. There are children here, Dean. Anyway, Asher, could you grab my computer charger from in there? Because I'm always on edge, because I don't know how long the sets are, but all the comedians do. And so I'm always trying to guess. And if I'm caught out there and somebody says, "That's my time, thank you," and then they're just left standing. Oh, can you plug it in downstairs? Thank you so much. Anyway, I'll keep the show rolling with our final act of The Break. This man has applied for his seniors card this year thrice, and every time he was denied because he is too chill and cool. I don't see why Service NSW insist on that language, but it is what it is. But he's decided to come to the stage and with his years and wisdom, share it with us lowly, naive children. So take notes, kids. Please welcome to the stage my dad's least favorite brother, Marty Begbie!
Thank you very much. That is very kind. I'm with everybody in this same boat, but interesting coming on after my potential future son-in-law talking about this. So no apologies for what I'm about to say, except to Mum, who'll be watching the video. I'd like to talk to you guys what I've coined as a totem to the scrotum. So I'd like your help. I told the mate I was doing a stand-up thing for the first time tonight, and he said, "Oh, that takes balls." And I was thinking about that expression, takes balls, you need balls to do something, this ballsy thing, and I think that's a crock of shit. I'd like to talk about that, because balls aren't brave or tough, right? They're not. They should be, because they're the housing of the future, right? Of humanity. But maybe that's why life is so precious. So the opposite is true. They're fickle and fragile. So they're so fragile that if one person cops a knock in the balls, there's a reverberation around a room and the world where everyone kind of feels it. We all so he's talking about balls. Could I have a volunteer from the audience, please? Not really. I'll just tell you a little example about this. So all of your dads probably went to the beach at some stage. And the beach is hot, right? And so our testicles, housing the future, are quite relaxed in that situation, but they're cooking and killing millions and millions of sperm as we go. And I wanted to do a little bit of Year 10 improvisation here, just to exemplify the situation of my balls at the beach. Come with me. So, it's a hot day. We're pretty much twice as relaxed as normal, twice as long. Nothing like Dean was talking about, but you can imagine the balls at the beach like this, and they're fully relaxed, just down in the shorts, twice as long, knocking around in there. But of course, it comes time to go for a swim, and that water is a lot different temperature. And so pretty much you're walking in. I'm a slow person to get into the water, so it feels like that. And then that first wave just gets slaps under the balls. And that's like cryo-freezing millions of them to death at the same time. So I want to say, you're all a miracle for being here, so well done. The second part of my thing that I'd like to talk about is also has something to do with balls. So I actually like to do this thing that comedians do, so help me, come with me on this. And it's a bit of an experiment, so I'll try a couple. The first one will be, help me out, do we have any people here from Canberra? Yeah! Thank you very much. Do we have any people here from the Inner West? Yeah! And I want to try, do we have any Catholics in the room? What the actual? Okay. Anyway, speaking of Catholics, there's an old saying that definitely confused me over the years, even though I wasn't a Catholic, that says, stop it or you'll go blind. And they're talking about the M word, talking about masturbation in that. And it was invented 100 years ago, that approximately, to scare young boys out of masturbating. And I want to say, in my old age, I started to come back to the fold a little bit and to think, fuck, actually, maybe that's true. Maybe it's a gradual thing, right? So I was actually really quite concerned about this, and I went to my doctor and GP to talk about it. And I was quite horrified when he said, "You are going to have to stop masturbating." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because I'm trying to examine you." That's pretty much all I've got tonight. So thanks for listening. But do remember, this is an area where we can all hold our own. So thank you tonight.
My eyesight lapsed me. We have one more set in this. I swear I'm not just trying to keep you guys here. We have one more set in this before this break. This next act is from a man who the host of the monthly Beer and Pixels in Broadway, an event that I said I would go to much more often than I actually do. He's a true space cadet that had traveled to the deep cosmos on his very first psychedelic experience. That was an acid trip that lasted 96 hours. He was telling me about how he was in the Zoom call on his Monday morning, in his Monday morning stand-up. That sounds like one of the most terrifying experiences. Ask him about the trip after the show. He's probably the I'm going to say third best dressed person here tonight. He is easily the most softly spoken event organizer I've ever spoken with. And I would like you all to start making a round of applause for my friend, George Mack. One final applause for George Mack!
How you going? How's everyone's night been? Yeah! Who's having a good night? Put up your hand. Those with no hands up, get out of here. How good was insert name here's set? Real good stuff. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. Alright, I actually got one joke. It's the only one I know. What's brown and rhymes with Snoop? Dr. Dre. I got a story to tell. So, I was on the bus to Canberra, on the Murray's bus, the good old Murray's bus, and I had to take a pee. Like, you know, we all have to take pees. Most of us, right? So I go to the toilet, take my piss, and I flush the toilet. The water fills up. Below is the following messages I sent to my group chat during this whole instance. Fucking kill me. I'm in the toilet of the Murray's bus and there has been a situation. The toilet won't flush. It is filling with water and piss, which is spilling on the floor. I've run out of toilet paper to wipe it up. I don't know what to do. I've been standing here for 10 minutes. One of them replies, quietly shut the door and walk away. I can't. The floor is all wet with piss water. The toilet bowl is filled. OMFG. The bus is swerving, making the water spill out. There are 50 people in the bus. They will know it was me. Someone sent a link. How to Stop an Overflowing Toilet by Len the Plumber. It's a bus toilet. There's no flapper. The more I flush, the more it fills. All right, I got out when we stopped at the airport. I told the bus driver. He went and stopped someone who was about to go in and announce, there's been a bit of a mess there. I want to die. He's now bringing in the plunger. It looks like it's all good now. I still got piss water in my shoes. Fuck, he's talking on the intercom. Fuck, he's talking about flushing the toilet. He keeps talking about locking the door so the toilet can flush. Fuck you, mate. The door was locked. Fuck, he keeps keeping it out, the toilet nice and clean. There was piss everywhere. There was nothing I could do. It kept slushing out of the bowl. He says we'll be late because he had an issue with the toilet. Kill me. Thank you.
When I said I didn't know what I was expecting tonight, it wasn't, whatever it wasn't that. That was insane. I love that performance. That is the end of our first break. Let's get a round of applause for everyone that just did a piece. That was insane. Incredible performances. Now I'm worried that the randomizer stacked the ballot at the front because all of those were knockouts. Everyone, take a 10-minute break. We'll play music once the music stops and the lights go off. That's when we'll be starting soon. Maybe find a new seat to stay. And yeah, that'll be our 10 minutes. I'll see you guys back here then. Woo! All right. We'll get the second section on the road. I have had some fair criticisms between the sets that I should be a bit more liberal with the bell. So if you hear the bell go off during your set, it's not personal. Somebody has a gun to my head and it's completely out of my hands. We're going to try and just keep it moving with our next act. He hails all the way from the far away, relatively close place of Japan. And this, I feel like, is... all the other comedians can empathize with how difficult it is to put yourself out there, to do a stand-up set in front of friends, in front of strangers, let alone in a language you started learning 2 months ago. That is a insane milestone, even to consider trying. So, without further ado, ganbatte kudasai. And please welcome Hashimoto Toshi!
Hello. I'm Toshi. I'm from Japan. Yeah, you know. I came 4 months ago, so yeah, I'm studying English and I've studied English for 4 months. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I love Australia. Yeah, so beautiful place and Aussie are so kind. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and so yeah, sometimes Aussie are so kind and very friendly. So they ask me some questions. Where are you from? When did you come? Why did you come? Why were you born? Do you believe in God? It's sometimes too friendly. And how old are you? Yeah. Okay. How old do you think I am?
You're 22.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm 33 years old. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I look so younger. Right? Yeah, thank you. So, and Aussie is so kind. So sometimes they teach me English. I'm 33 years old. No, 23. No, 33. No, 23. No, 33. Okay. Repeat after me. 20. 3. 23. 23. Good. Not good. Yeah, sometimes too kind. Yeah. And yeah, English is very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, when I came here, I took English test, but it was beginner's test, so I thought it's very easy. Yeah, and there is this question: make sentence with be verb. Be verb means is, are, right? So very easy. Yeah, for example, I am Japanese. This is a pen, right? Very easy, thank you. So I wrote, my pen is big. Yeah, very easy. But I was wrong. So I asked my friend why I was wrong, and she told me, and I noticed, oh, my pen is big. My pen is big. My pen big. Ah, okay. So I noticed, and I asked her. So I should use small. but she said no. Very small. Yeah, English is very difficult. So sometimes I say some joking in English class. So my teacher said, "Oh, Toshi, I love your joking." So I tell you this new phrase. Putting my leg. Yeah, putting my leg is joking. Yeah, I'm glad, very glad, because he loves my joking and told me new phrase. So I wanted to try a new joke, so I did new joke, but he said, "What, Toshi? What are you doing? I'm putting your leg." Yeah, of course, he loves my job. And yeah, so I did, but he said, "No, Toshi, it's not putting my leg." "Oh, I'm not putting your leg?" "Yeah, no, you are not putting my leg." Oh, so, what am I doing now? You are putting my leg! English is too crazy. Thank you.
Hashimoto Toshi with his... I could not imagine in however many years doing a stand-up set in another language. It's hard enough anyway. I'm going to just keep the show rolling because we're going to try and really get through it. This next guy, I've been petitioning to kick out of our group for years now. And the others, they just keep saying, like, "Dude, we can't do that." I say, "Why?" They say, "He's your brother, okay?" And I don't see how that is reason enough to not give me what I want. At my previous parties, he was once a background character who you could hear maybe yelling obscenities at losing his inventory in Minecraft. But now, thrust upon center stage, I want you to all give a warm welcome to my brother, Ari Begbie!
Hello, everyone. So, I've seen a lot of comedians do crowd work. I really want to try it. Wait, who here wants to try some crowd work? Who's keen? Yeah! Crowd work? All right, that's all I'll be doing today. Thanks, guys. I'm happy with that. I saw this diet. I think Adele did it. She would chew she'd chew food for 30 seconds before swallowing. Holy shit, it takes me about 30 minutes to get through a pack of gum now. I'm fucked up. I am fucked. Anyway, completely unrelated, I ended up at the public bathroom recently. It was great. I don't know if you guys have noticed, they have 2 buttons above the toilet. Isn't that strange? I've always wondered what's the difference? What's the deal with that? I want to run an experiment. I ended up doing it. I ran an experiment. I had about 20-ish, sample size of 20-ish people. It was quite interesting. I found out people thought it was weird I was there. That's how I was standing there, so it was kind of uncomfortable for everyone. I'm getting through these jokes way quicker than I thought. I when I first was workshopping that joke, I came to a friend. He said, "Don't say that one, man." I said, "Shit, I just said it." What do you mean? Yeah, I just said it. I'm on to the next joke already. He's like, how is that even possible? Anyway, it's really fun. I think it's a great opportunity, writing jokes. It's very different to being in a social situation and kind of tacking on, just adding on, like, I don't know, making it's a different crafting a joke as it is adding on to a conversation for a comedic effect. I'm just gonna check my notes quickly. Oh yeah, I spent a while writing these jokes. It took me a long time. Last week I was doing about 3 hours a day writing jokes. I got about 20 good ones that I was happy with. Came to my friends. They didn't know anything I was talking about. They didn't understand any of the jokes I was saying. They were all inside jokes. But like, fuck them. You had to be there. They were funny, okay? They were good. Alright, they were good jokes. You just had to be there. Anyway, that was my last joke. So thanks, guys.
Now, our next act is a man I haven't seen in many moons. Before that, I'll reiterate: we have food, we have snacks, we have dinner. If you want some, go grab it. Just during the me talking bits, preferably. Our next act is a man I haven't seen in many moons. He's so gracious to have driven out all the way from Parramatta tonight to do his gig. I'd like everyone to give a warm welcome to Mr. Rodney Bem.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for having me, everybody. Just wanted to start off with something I like to call an old but gold. See these glasses I'm wearing? Now you fucking seen it all, haven't you? Now look, you might think that I'm just from Parramatta. I haven't seen Ari in a while. I'm actually a kid's godfather, believe it or not. Who knew that? Thanks, Nick. You didn't tell him, but that's fine. We made it work. First time one of these, I don't want to hold them. Look, I'm at Ari's 4th birthday party. I came up from a train in Parramatta. Who's been to Parramatta? Yeah! That's not what I thought you'd do. Anyway, what it is probably... I've had a bit to drink. About 4 years old, it's probably about... It's not there, you know, something like that. He looks up at me and he's got his beautiful blue eyes. Everybody seen Ari when he was 4 years? You probably saw him, didn't you? 4 years old. Beautiful, giant blue eyes like the earth. I look at him and I say, hey, what do you want for your birthday, mate? He didn't bring anything. He says, oh, I want a gun. I didn't know how to break it to him. Anyway, when he was old enough, about 13, I was just seeing my call at the movies with Rodney. He likes movies. Yeah, that's more like it. Movies are great, right? So I turned 13, I think. Oh, fuck, I was 4 years old. I was 13. Well, you probably like crime gangster movies. Per se, I'm the Godfather. Let's watch The Godfather. What I didn't know, this fucking idiot just eaten a bunch of beans. So we're watching The Godfather, Marlon Brando, it's so good. This kid's fucking farting the whole time. Since then I called it The Godfather. Alright? Yeah. Then, turns 14. I start trying to be more regular. Still doesn't know him as Godfather. So I'm watching a movie. I say, what do you want to put on? It says Gone with the Wind. He ate beans that time too. So, you know, anybody know the William Wallace movie with Mel Gibson? Braveheart, yeah. You know where that's going. Anyway. So I stopped watching movies at home, watch something new. The favourite movie that's in cinemas right now? What's the... He says, Asher likes this movie, Interstellar. Anyone like Interstellar? Yeah! Oh, the fuck is going on? But point being, yeah, so, you know, it was stellar, wasn't that into it. So, you know, but I said, you know what, I thought I'd pull a joke on him, he wasn't quite old enough, I thought, Interstellar, that's alright. Yeah, it's really good, it's Intercourse. And then I haven't seen him in a while since then. I don't know what he thought was going on, but it wasn't what it looked like. I love movies. I go to the movies all the time. Who has seen Barbie movie? Yeah! I love Barbie movie. Well, you know, I didn't know I was going to love Barbie movie. I went in with some mates. We always do Barbies. We're always cooking things up. And I think, oh great, this is going to be awesome. We go in. What the fuck is this? Not a single fucking pink barbecue in the background of a shot. But turns out, still pretty hot. That's all I'm gonna say. Swing it both ways. Both were very, very, very handsome people in that movie in general. Anyway, who's got a favourite movie? Anybody here? Anybody in the crowd?
No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men? Well, I guess I'll be leaving then. That's the last I'm doing that. I'm not going to ask anybody else anything else. You've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Who likes that movie? I was starting watching it. I was like, where's the wheelbarrows? You know, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, how the fuck they get up there anyway? Yeah. So back to a long time. Who hates the dentist? Yeah. Well, you should have fucking seen my face when my dad said we were going to go see Jaws. So I was like, serious, mate, I fucking hate the dentist. And, you know, we went and said, I was like, it's about sharks. Well, I guess they got about 150 teeth, so they've been making a lot of money as a dentist. Anyway, that was my best joke. Oh, if it is a joke. But here's an Inside Out movie. Anybody like that one? There's a new one in cinemas, Inside Out 2. I didn't even know there was the first one. Anyway, they're trying to be really diverse with the emotions. Everyone's very emotional these days, right? You can feel it in the air. I thought in there I was getting ready to feel represented with my feelings. Yeah, I'm a paradigmatic guy. I've got a lot more going on in that area than you'd assume. The Godfather's got a heart, basically. And I was watching, fear, happiness, anger. Where's the piss drunk emotion, right? Where's horniness? That's it.
my gosh. Thank you so much to my godfather, Rodney Bem, everyone. What a guy.
Love you, mate.
No, I remembered it. I'll introduce our next comedian. Next comedian I would describe as a Dungeons and Dragons player in a Canadian ice hockey player's body. We've had many an adventure together. Well, if by adventure you mean sitting in his dimly lit kitchen, eating food that a 9-year-old would dream of eating for dinner. Just lollies, chips. It's sickening. And the entire time, just playing this game, it goes something like this. It's like, dude, what if? For like hours on end, just non-stop. Anyway, please give it up for the man with the hardest to pronounce white last name I know, Zac Christoforou. Zac Christoforou!
Thank you, Ari. Not gonna lie, you absolutely fucked my opener. I had a whole bit open. I'll go for it anyway. I was Ari's DM, Dungeon Master, not the sexy, fun type. I was just the nerdy one with dice and funny accents, which I'm bad at. But this is an amazing event. I'll be honest, this turnout was awesome. And Ari's a fantastic friend to have. And where was I starting? Oh yeah. I'm not very good at jokes, so I will, as a dungeon master, I will tell a tale. This is a tale of one's own hubris, one's confidence in themselves to not embarrass themselves in front of their father. Has anyone here embarrassed themselves in front of their father? So I went out with my dad, and he likes his grog, and I do too, back then. And we have a normal event, a normal dinner venue, Four Hands down in Terrigal, Central Coast. That's where I'm from. And it was obviously a delicious, just phenomenal meal. Obviously overate because my father is paying for it. And I had just a ridiculous idea to go drink for drink with the old man. And he's much larger than me. He drinks more than me. And I was a fucking idiot. And so we start the night off with a bottle of wine. It was delicious, paired well with the tapas. And then we finish that. I obviously have affogato because that's delicious. And it keeps you going for the rest of the night. We then went to a cocktail bar where the drinks, I'm sure we're familiar with cocktails here. They're delicious, easy to drink, full of alcohol, and well, you finish them too quickly, I think. And and so I was drinking with my dad and was sitting at the bar, and I start to feel it. I start to feel it, and I go, oh, this could be it. Okay, hold on a second. I look my dad in the eyes and I go, I got to go to the bathroom. And he's like, all right, son, don't take too long, don't fall in. I'm like, oh, all right. And so I go to the bathroom, I recuperate, I sit down, I look myself in the mirror and I go, not tonight. Not tonight. You're out with your dad. This is not the night to do it. Or even maybe be smart about it and just do a tack for me. I didn't do that. I was a fucking idiot again. And so but then all of a sudden I had this second win. We've all felt that, a second win. We feel good about ourselves, phenomenal even, and not even drunk anymore because you're so drunk. And I thought, wow, I feel great. This is awesome. This is great. I leave the bathroom. I see my dad. I walk towards him in confidence, and assurance, and I sit down at the bar. I make eye contact with him. projectile vomit all over the bar. And this is like the whole of the tapas meal, the dessert, the affogato, the cocktails, everything. And it was at such quantity and velocity that the bartender behind the bar, I made eye contact with him, and at first I could tell it was just pure disgust, which was obviously quite fair. And then it was, well, obviously anger. And I thought to myself, hey, Dad, we should get out of here. And he said, that's probably a good idea. And that's how I, thoroughly embarrassed myself in front of my father, and I've never recovered.
Thank you once again to Zac. How do you pronounce your last name? I actually don't know.
You got really close, Christoforou.
Christoforou. Okay, that's pretty. I'll take a B+ on that. Okay, just moving right along. Our next comedian, our next act. She's actually the youngest person on the card tonight. She's known for loving chicken nuggets, for watching Dora the Explorer, and I believe mainly for annoying her older cousins when it's clearly they're still their turn on the Wii. She's come all the way from Canberra. Please give it up for Isla Begbie!
And then I just decided to do it, so here we are. A lot of funny people tonight have been taking off their jackets, so let's get started. Tonight I'm going to be talking about some shit that people just don't talk about, alright? Oh, actually, wait, before I start, I think Ari's introduction was like 5 years outdated. Do we think so? What was that? Do you know that I am allergic to chicken nuggets? Thank you. All right, yeah. So tonight I'm just going to talk about some shit that people don't normally talk about. First thing, bit ironic since my dad started and was talking about balls, but how about when we scratch our balls and sniff our fingers, right? It sucks that that's my first joke that I came up with, but here we go anyway. So this is a big phenomenon, and as I was making this joke, I was looking up two things. I was wondering to myself, first of all, why are they so goddamn itchy? Second of all, why do they smell so goddamn good? And so I hopped onto Google and I did a little Google search, something really stupid like why do men scratch their balls and sniff their fingers? I think that's possibly the lowest Google search that I've ever done. It was pretty embarrassing. And I thought it was just embarrassing to me, but legitimately Google spat back at me because they can. Google took a fat shit on my head and said, because they can. And I honestly, I felt bad for asking. I was like, I didn't realize it was such a shunned upon community, you know, the ball scratcher sniffer community, that is. Anyway, so I don't think we talk about that enough. So next time, you know, just let me know. Just talk to me about it, you know? Let me know that scent that you got running. I'm kidding, please don't do that. Please don't do that, that's a joke. Okay, so my next joke is, I'm from Canberra, I'm a Canberran. And, thanks guys. When I come up to Canberra, Sydney does this really beautiful thing. It does this really nice thing. I don't have to do much work, but if I take one wrong turn, it gives me a beautiful 45-minute detour into the West Connect. And West Connects.
I'm a Canberran, so I actually don't really know how to pronounce it. The West Connects, yeah. A beautiful detour into the West Connects. And I've been starting to get really close to the West Connects. I'm starting to think about proposing soon. What do you guys think? I've spent a lot of time with it. Yeah. Anyway, I messed up my joke order, so I'm going to circle back. That's funny, but you guys don't even know my joke order, so that could have been a lie. So basically, I think a lot of us, we're slumped in life. We are, when we're feeling down, we really want to get out of here and, join civilization. Oh, start a new civilization out in the woods or something. But what I think we really need to start doing is getting more into civilization. Guys, the stuff like the highways, the pollution, the child labor, I've lost my notes. Just like the beautiful things of civilization that we have, as a community, we have beautiful things that revolve around, just like really fucked up stuff that I think we should get more involved in. Who's with me? Yeah! Right, linking back to my concept, I think we should talk about these things more often, right? The West Connects. The balls. My dad taught me that one, so learn from the best. And what about Thursday nights, guys? Oh, thanks. Thursday nights where, strip naked, full moon, go out, do a little howl. Why don't we talk about that more often? I'm starting to feel like I'm the only one who's doing it here. Like, can we please bring that up in conversation more often? All right, thank you guys so much. That was
really fun. So sorry, that was the one, you have 1 minute left bell, not the get the fuck off stage bell. She misheard. Okay, we have one more act for this before our next break. Isla, she's my favorite. Honestly, she's my favorite cousin. I'll be real. Wait. That's on my dad's side. That's on my sorry. Okay. That was born in 2006. Actually, no, that had surgery on her eyelid because a dog bit it. Of those categories, she is my favorite. Okay, we'll get the next act up. This is your final one before your next break. He is an ex-athlete, an ex-high school athlete. Despite, I personally wouldn't say that theatre sports counts. But he insists it's at least equally taxing, if not more taxing, than the other ones, as he said. He said he hasn't done it in a minute, so to prep for his set, he's getting back into his daily routine. 1 rep of shit stirring, 3 reps of trolling online, and then I think 10 a day of just lying to your friends. I met him playing in a game of Piggy in the Middle. That we were using I think a 5 kilogram rock, and the other two guys were these lovely Dutch blokes. But I'm just sad that they couldn't make it tonight. They didn't win. Let's just say that. Anyway, join me in welcoming up to the stage, Ben Godwin.
Thank you, Ari. Hey guys. Hi. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the saying that dogs are just like their owners. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the unspeakable things that Cooper was trying to do to me earlier. But, whoever Cooper's owner is, get my number after the show. Yeah. I have a dog. His name is Jerry, and he's a lot like me. He has brown hair and brown eyes, and he's also a little bit shy, just like me. And so yeah, when we took him to puppy school, the puppy school trainer was actually like, you can't de-sex this dog. Like, he's such a coward. If you take his balls off, he will be like, he won't be able to go outside at all. Yeah, so he still has his balls just like me. And yeah, and that's never been a problem. Apart from one time we were like, I was walking my dog with my friend who was also walking her dog. And Jerry got a little bit humpy. Shout out Cooper. And, when a dog gets humpy, you kind of just like, hey, stop it, pull away. And it's like usually fine, but apparently it doesn't work like that when that dog has functioning testicles. So I probably let Jerry have a few too many humps on my friend's dog, and he splooged all over this dog's back. Yeah, so that is where I draw the line between me and my dog. I did have a semi during the altercation, but I kept it in my pants, right? I kept it in my pants. Anyway, so I met Ari at a party, and the one guy I knew at the party is kind of an asshole, so he was introducing me to everyone as Improv Ben. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually do improv. I don't know, it's fun. But yeah, so that ended a lot of conversations pretty quickly. But it started one conversation with Mr. Ari over here. He comes up to me and is like, are you Improv Ben? And I'm like, yes, I am Improv Ben. And he starts talking to me about, hey, I'm like giving stand-up a go. I'm like trying open mics and stuff. And he's like, would you like be down to give that a try with me? And I was like, sure, dude, I'm up for anything. And 9 months later, Ari, here I am. I am indeed up for anything, as long as it's in a controlled environment where everyone knows it's my first time, and everyone knows that I'm doing this as a favor to Ari, and not because I think I'm funny. Yeah, anyway. Not long after I met Ari, he sent me a message being like, hey, dude, I'm DMing. Is it dungeon mastering? I'm dungeon mastering my first ever Dungeons and Dragons campaign. If you were like the first time doing, you get it. And he was like, do you want to join, play D&D with me? And I was like, I mean, like I have my reservations, right? Because one, I don't really know this guy, and I also don't really know how D&D works. So I'm like, what if I go over to his house in Earlwood, wherever that is, and he like takes off my skin and uses it as an elf suit or something? I don't know. Apparently that's not what D&D is, but and then like number two, I already do improv and study computer science at uni. So like if I start playing D&D, then people might start to think I'm a nerd or something. But yeah. But no, I did actually give it a try, and it was actually really fun. And all I had to do was give Ari a lock of my hair to use for his goblin wig. So it was actually like pretty easy. Yeah. But yeah, like since after taking up D&D, I'm starting to think like maybe I need some cool hobbies to balance out all my uncool ones. So like I could say like, oh yeah, like I play D&D, but also like I go to the gym all the time, or like, yeah, I do improv, but I'm also like really into cars, or yeah, I do computer science, but I also like shower regularly. I don't know. But yeah, I did like see a few shocked faces when I said I don't regularly go to the gym. I am half Greek, so I'm just like naturally sculpted like this. Yeah, but no, in all seriousness though, I only got the Greek half that puts tons of hair on your nipples and in your nostrils and in your butthole. But yeah, I don't know. You guys might get the impression from this whole set that I'm like a really insecure guy. But yeah, I've been Improv Ben. Thank you so much for having me.
It was a wild introduction. Hey, this guy's Improv Ben, and it blossomed from there. So that's the end of this set of sets, this chapter, I suppose. I will give everyone 10 minutes, and I'm gonna try and keep it to 10 minutes this time, I promise, because we got some sets to get through. Anyway, you guys have been an awesome crowd. We'll see you back here in 10. I believe some people want to do cake now, so I'll hand it over to you guys. Round of applause for the Spannari!
This is super unscripted, but we thought we had to inject, the birthday boy. He's 22. Well, actually, he's often mistaken as the younger brother of Asher. So we thought we'd just reuse some candles. His 18th birthday. Happy 18th birthday, darling. So Palom's made this beautiful cake, and we're going to sing happy birthday, and I will not be on mic, because that's a really bad idea with my singing voice. Anyone else want to take the mic? Singer. So many singers. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ari. Happy birthday to you.
Speech, motherfucker! What do you think I'm doing up here? Did you just say speech? Can you hear my speech? Anyway. Thank you so much for Paloma cooking a lovely cake. We have brownies for those who want a bit more than a gram. We only have so many ovens. One oven. I'm also not going to let anyone say any nice words. As much as I know we'd all love them, I think we have enough speaking to get through. So we're just gonna get right into it, guys. So our next act, he has been sending cries for help for years now through his Destiny 2 playtime. It's just sad. It's difficult to watch. But that's the first time. Sorry. That's the first time I've looked at the person while I'm insulting them, and the reaction was gold. So during if you were to factor out all the time this guy spends sending memes at his office job, he would be making hundreds of dollars an hour. Including the meme spending time, it's only like 30-ish, but that's neither here nor there. He spends his completely meme-free money on losing soccer bets and pictures of cats. So, I would like everyone... That one was for Caspar. I'd like everyone to give a warm welcome to... I'm losing my voice. Tate Fairhurst!
Thank you for the warm welcome. I really wasn't expecting that. I really took going to take stimulants before I did this. Let's do some crowd work, actually. How many hours do you think is where we're up to, actually? He was talking about Destiny 2 hours. Where do we think we are?
1,500.
Higher.
30,000.
4,500, I think we're at right now. Thank you. Anyway, I'll get on with the set. I thought I'd loosen you into it. I'm a bit scared by now, actually. But, alright, actually, no, you know what? I was a bit dazed in the shower this morning, actually. I messed up my shampoo. I mixed it up. You know how it happens. My sister has so many on the shelf. I actually mixed it up with my dog shampoo. Funny that. Wasn't all bad, though. I felt like such a good boy. On a different topic, I actually went on a holiday with my girlfriend recently. We went to Europe. Really wanted to impress her because I hadn't been with her that long previously. So I went hours on Duolingo, learning French, Italian, landed in France, tried to go to the nicest restaurant we actually could find. Went there, so un tavolo, un por favor, All three. Yeah, I fucked it up badly. Guy looked at me and says, the McDonald's is that way. It was terrible. Anyway, so after that we went to the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, the catacombs. Lovely. It really takes you out of it. Really brings you out of like the Sydney life. Sydney life really down to earth. You come to Sydney, to Paris, really lovely. Until you get a huge whiff of shit. I don't know what it is about Europe, but like you go through Sydney, you have a lovely life, and then all of a sudden you get this whiff of shit. They got rats, they've got bed bugs. I'm not kidding about that one actually. Anyway, but because I hadn't known Kim for so long, we actually decided to create a code word because we decided that, because we hadn't been traveling together, we wanted to decide whether we could make sure we could have a code word to make sure we didn't get in each other's way. Say you're a bit too much for me right now. I think I'll step back. I think I'll just stop messing with you. I'll stop being annoying, really. So the code word I thought actually would be really fucking funny if I could have her screaming at my face, really fucking angry, and her have to relent and say penis. I thought it would be the funniest thing. Anyway, I think I ended off actually, it's really short set, thank fuck. There was actually a collision in the ocean recently. There was two freighters. There was one full of blue paint, one full of red paint. All of the crew were marooned. That's me.
My favorite part of the set was when he said the amount of hours and there was a collective. Oh. Wow. Okay, we'll keep it moving. I think this next guy is not here. So I'm not going to say his intro. I'm going to go to the next person. Sorry for this person. I've been running around. We're good. So this next person is a professional plate spinner with the amount of stuff he does. He has sold frying pans. He's sold leggings. He has written sci-fi novels. He has trained forklift drivers. Caspar? Talk to him after the show. And most importantly, he cooked the lovely soup that we have all been eating for dinner very kindly. Round of applause. Really good soup. And we used his Costco membership for the snacks and stuff, so that made it much, much cheaper. What else? This guy, he's sharing his debut, as many are tonight, his debut set with us. And he, right before next month, when he flies to Queensland for about a year to work 12-hour shifts in the mines, just a WA, I wrote it wrong. WA, to 12-hour shifts in the mines just to see what it's like. This guy is quite out there. I want you to give a warm welcome to the man who I think would starve to death if he discovered TikTok. David!
Thanks, Ari. Ari's my brother from another mother. So, actually, this is my first time public speaking. I mean, I've done public flashing, but this is the this is in fact my first public speaking. Ari rang me up and said, "Hey, it's my birthday. You know, I'm inviting you to come." And I thought, "Oh, I'll get it. What do I get him?" And I thought, "Oh." I mean, knowing white people, yeah, you can probably get like 20 people in the party, so I'll make your soup, you know. So, how many people are coming? Oh, 80 people. Motherfucker, that's a wedding. So, anyway, I hope you like the soup, though. So, just saying that no pet was injured in any way in making the soup, right? It's just chicken and pumpkin, guys. Okay, but I mean, All right, but I mean, the way I see it, people will have this stereotype thing about Asians not liking pets. You know, we eat dogs and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I think white people, they say they love pets, but in actual fact, I get confused because every time you don't like somebody, you call them bitches, you know, or pussies, right? But then English is pretty kind of confusing as well because, like you know, like that you know, Hashimoto said about English is like you can tell some, you know, to a guy you can say you dog, you know, means he's a good guy, right? You say the same thing to a girl, it's like it's a different meaning altogether, you know. So yeah, so it is difficult to understand and, you know, master the art of English, but you know, I'm here in Australia. I've been living here for I think about 50 years now. Yeah. Very, very old. Yeah, I know. I mean, I look young. Who thinks I look young? I look young. You should see my dick. It actually looks younger. 9 years old. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of stopped growing at 9, but anyway. At least it looks young. That's good, you know. But today people are talking about religion, and I thought I went to Catholic school. I went to all boys Catholic school. A lot of interesting things happen at all boys Catholic school. But you know, with all this race thing happening these days, you know, white man, yellow man, black man, all that. But I stopped believing in God because I felt that God was very cruel. Very cruel. Because, you know, he invented he invented Asians and then white people and black people. And then he thought, you know what, I'm going to combine all these people, you know, and create a superhuman being. So he created Indian people, right? But it was, I think it was very cruel because, first of all, he said, all right, I'll give him Asian brain. And I'll give him a very sexy black skin, you know? But you know what? I'll give him a very sharp white man feature. And then as a twist, I'll give him an Asian dick. So, you know, it's very cruel, very cruel. So, is it ding? Do I get out already? All right. So just as a last, you know, I will do impersonation of Terry Crews. All right. Thank you.
Thank you once again for David for the lovely food. We'll keep it moving. This next man, at first I only knew of in myth. I only knew of legends that were spoken by the nerds that had to wake up. Oh my God, can you stop that? I'm so sorry. Okay. Excellent segue. This man I only knew first in myth. Legends that were spoken by the nerds that had to wake up early for band. These legends spoke of a tall, handsome bloke who exclusively rocked funky-looking pants and wouldn't be caught dead wearing a shirt that doesn't have a joke on it. And then I met him, and all the legends were true. I had just wished they mentioned the smell. Please give a warm and squishy welcome to Caspar Nivison-Smith!
That's right, breathe it in. All right. Now, okay, I'm sure at this point has really been hammered home at this point, and then hammered further home, and then hammered out of home like a gay son in the 80s. But this is in fact my first time ever doing any kind of stand-up set, so I thought I would warm up you, the audience, with a few light puns. So the other day I had someone come up to me. It was one of, I don't know who here is chronically online. I know Tate Fairhurst is, but I had someone come up to me doing one of those like the think fast questions where they ask you a question really in like a fast, intimidating way, and then you like panic and say something stupid and they make fun of you online for it. I had someone come up to me and do that. Quick, name 2 structures of the whole water. To be fair, it worked. I panicked and I go, well, damn. God. I'm sorry. I don't get why the Pope doesn't like cross-dressing. Frankly, every picture I see of the man, he is wearing both a cross and a dress. How does that work? I took a look at ChatGPT the other day. Frankly, I do not see what all the fuss is about. I've been feeding people lies and misinformation for years. And the only person who still calls me a work in progress is my own mother. Alright. Now, at this point, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Caspar, 2 of those were not puns. The truth is, I don't care. But from here on out, it is intellectual, highbrow comedy. Alright, I promise. I'm bisexual. And I discovered that I was bisexual while dating a woman, an AFAB person, that's assigned female at birth, when who doesn't know that. And that's not funny until I say the punchline. So, imagine, I'm going to analogize this for you. Imagine you are at a restaurant, you look at the menu and you go, okay, this is a vegan restaurant. I know what's up. You order something. Then, only after you've ordered something, you look over at another table and you go, hang on, that guy is getting served bratwurst. What's going on? You realize the menu, it's double-sided. And as you start to read this second side of the menu, you realize that this whole time, you could have been getting fucked in the ass. Anyway, something I realized while writing this set is that I'm really, really bad at segues. Anyway, that's me. Bye.
Caspar Nivison-Smith, everybody. He is bi and he drinks milk. Now our next act is really... There we go. Our next act is really something else. If you're anything like me, you've never even heard of it, this type of performance. And if you're also like me, you've, let alone, never even seen something like it. Really quickly, a note on prefixes. I think the biggest wild card of a prefix is clown. I think just throwing the word clown before anything ever is, you just don't know what the hell you're expecting. A clown car, clown fish, what's up with them? And now, clown drag. This is something else. I'll let their performance speak for themselves. I'd like you to welcome to the stage, they are brave, they are goofy, and they are only one person. Please give it up for Fagbo the Clown.
Hi, sorry, are you the entertainment for tonight? Oh, right, okay, fuck. I think there's been some mistake. This is a bachelorette party? I mean, what do we do? Fuck, can you, make it sexy?
so nervous. No, I got it. It's shit. Hold on. I know how to tie it on. I learned when I was 10.
Okay, right, yeah. Can you do anything more like Magic Mike-ish? Isn't going to work. I need you need to leave.
Wait, is this on? Okay. I had to book 3 months in advance to get Fagbo to do a performance for us for tonight. So somebody's got to Venmo at least $100. Let's split the bill. Let's go with the next comedian. The next comedian, I'm blanking on the intro. So the next comedian is both a person who I've seen do performances to hundreds and sometimes thousands of people. Really, really, really good performances. He's that person, and he's also the person who I heard the most stress from about his upcoming set this night. So to prove to you that stage fright affects even the most seasoned performer when trying something new, I want to read out a message he sent to our family group chat. It reads, and I quote, "Jesus, ... totally freaking out about my set, ... may pull out yet, grimace emoji. And speaking of which, I'd like you all to welcome up the man who I'm glad did not pull out 23-ish years ago. My father, two-time ARIA winner, Nick Begbie!
There's nothing like a warm conception joke on your opening. Hi, I'm Nick. For the last 22 years, though, I've been solely known as Ari's dad, which is a bit weird when I go to a party and introduce myself to new people as that.
but most people just deal. It's especially weird at family gatherings. I'm going to rely heavily on my phone during my set because for the last few weeks I've been thinking of stuff to say tonight and haven't yet re-looked at the list of stuff that I've written down, so this will be fun. I want to thank my partner tonight for doing my hair and makeup. And big shout out to my kids for pressuring me to be here doing this set, and thank you to 1994 for my outfit. It's a really interesting idea, this concept, doing a stand-up night for a party. And while I find it fascinating, it has also made me question my parenting choices. Because, you know, when I was 31, something like that, when Ari was born, and I was young and impressionable, and, you know, I believed everything the parenting book said. And I'm starting to regret paying attention to that whole movement that said that you really should instill your kids with self-confidence and self-awareness, because that might have meant that this whole debacle hadn't happened. Yes, I did not ever expect myself to be 52 and doing my first stand-up set. I have been, just very casually shitting my pants about this for the last few weeks, but I decided to turn to the world's most trusted source of truth, YouTube, to get some insight into what to do tonight. And so I found a few videos that were because essentially I've learnt a lot from YouTube over the years. How to build a house, for example. And what I did find online was a few really good videos on. So one was called "How to Write a 5-Minute Stand-Up Set" by some guy called The Joke Doctor. That was a good start. And then I watched a video called. I'm just going to have to remember this. Here we go. Yeah. How to Handle Bombing on and Off Stage by a guy called Greg Dean. That was also really useful. And then another video called How to Kill by some other guy called Ivan Milat. So they were all really helpful. Yeah. I'm going to skip that one. I think I'm going to get dinged anyway. Look, I was freaking out about this, and last night I turned to my beautiful, supportive partner and said, could you laugh at some of my jokes tomorrow night? And she turned to me and looked me in the eye and said, I'll try. And if they're not great, then I'll probably just laugh at your jokes. But the support kept coming, and she said, but you don't have to worry because you've got heaps of experience at having lots of people not laugh at your jokes. So you'll be fine. Thanks, darling. So I love being a dad. You get all the love and all the admiration and all the respect of an autocrat who knows that his subjects are too afraid to dissent. It's really great. Now, when these two boys, Ari and Asher, were younger, they didn't actually fight all the time, but they did have their moments and they got a bit narky with each other. And then I remember that they did stop fighting. They seemed to stop fighting at a very particular point in their history. And it was about 5 years ago. And it was when their mum and I separated. And I figure that they must have called an emergency bro meeting. Right, when this happened, they've just sort of, this bombshell's hit and they've just gone, what the fuck? And so this is what I imagine happened. So I can see it now. There was a roll call. Asher. Yeah, present. Ari. Yeah, present. So, there was also an agenda. Okay, so that just happened. Shit, yeah. And there was a challenge. So that kind of screws the whole like fighting to get attention thing that we had going on. Yeah, bro, we clearly can't rely on these fuckers anymore. Right? It's time we just kind of looked after each other from now on. Good plan. And then there was a threat. But Ari, they're both kind of down right now. So we can't let that get too bad, or they'll start to neglect us. How do we deal with that shit? Yeah, I know. Let's just watch whatever they want to watch on Netflix and pretend to like it. Yeah, and maybe also show some manufactured appreciation for that old school music they listen to. Yeah, and as long as we keep telling them what great cooks they are, then they'll keep cooking for us. Dude. Genius. Let's see how long we can stretch that out. And yeah, they'll love us all the more for it. And that's where you insert the evil teenage laugh. And don't get me wrong, I do love my kids. All the more, apparently. It's so great to see you all here helping Ari celebrate his birthday tonight. You're obviously either amazing, supportive friends or just cheap-ass comedy lovers. And pretty undiscerning ones at that. You didn't know who you were coming to see. But, you know, it makes sense. You love comedy, you're on a tight budget. Where else can you see 10 performers for the price of half a performer? Quality is quantity for many. I'm waiting for a bell, but it's not going to happen. Anyway. So Ari's a beautiful man. He's so... Just give us a shout out when you hear a word that resonates with you about Ari. He's so interested. He's caring. He's nurturing. He's curious. He's enigmatic. In fact, thinking about Ari while I was prepping for this set tonight brought up a couple of questions and a piece of advice in me. And I just want to pose them here. The first one was, do people with hearing aids need to turn them down when they're chatting to Ari? The second one was, do people who play D&D know that they don't have to? And the advice that I thought of was that you really should make sure you talk to your kids about drugs, because they may have much better connections than you. I just have a few other short thoughts to share with you. I did see a sign once that was advertising a business's service capabilities, and it was all they were sort of listing all the things that they do on this one sign, and there was a mobile number at the bottom, but the sign said, "Septic tanks pumped, pools filled, not the same truck." The double bell is actually that was a shit joke bell. My therapist told me that a great way to get rid of your anger is actually to write letters to people and then burn them. And I did that. But now I'm just not sure what to do with all the letters. Just a thought. If you identify a UFO, it becomes an FO. Unless it's landed, and then it's really just an O. And my partner has recently started misusing the word mansplaining, and I don't know what to do. Doesn't it feel like the back in horseback riding is unnecessary? Likewise, the ahead in plan ahead, or the thanks Dad, you're awesome. It seems my kids have already figured this out. There are some phrases in English idioms that are pretty hard to understand, and I think they should be simplified so people immediately know what you're talking about. So let's go with a bird in the hand is worth what it's worth. And that's the pot calling the kettle a kettle. This is the best open mic comedy party I've been to tonight. No, that'll never work. I guess it is what it is. It's great and nerve-wracking to see so many of you young people here tonight. It's a good opportunity for me to give you some unsolicited advice, though. In case you were wondering how to really cement your place in the world of adults, there are just 4 things you need. Somewhere in your place of residence, you need a bag of chords, of just random chords. Chords that maybe you've never used and probably never will use. Secondly, you need a gift bag full of gift bags. This may only land if you're over 40. But thirdly, you need a plastic bag full of plastic bags. And fourth, you need bags under your eyes. And I figured that actually the equation to create grandparents is just to double the figures on all of those 4 things. What was that one? That was a shit joke as well. I'm almost done. Now, I think it was someone earlier mentioned they had some troubles with Christianity. I think my main one is that all the double standards, because Jesus invited prostitutes to dine with him, and he was the light of the world. And when I do it, I'm just making family Christmas awkward. No matter what you're going through, or how much someone pisses you off, I think it's always important to have compassion over condemnation. So instead of saying, fuck off to someone, I think it's much more helpful to say, what do you need from me to help you to fuck off? Oh, there's so much more here, so I'm just going to call it. Thank you very much.
That was about as good as our family dinners go. Imagine 20 years of this shit. And to defend D&D, well, actually no, to treat the D&D players, I've got one D&D joke. Only for the D&D players. Okay, here it is. Minor illusion. Do you guys know the spell minor illusion? Yes. Minor illusion is probably the best spell to cast when you're trying to catch a predator. All right. Well, that is, on the pedophile joke, that's the end of this break. And I will... Sorry? End of this set. The start of this break. Thank you. The start of this break, there's cake, there's food. I know it's getting a little late. The final ones, that's where we save the good stuff. I didn't put it through a random generator. The creme de la creme is right on the end. And then we'll do some thank yous and people are welcome to stay. And I'll get Dean to hit the music. Thanks for coming. I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Let's hear it once again for everyone who threw their hat in the ring to do a stand-up comedy set. Their very first. That is crazy. It is unreal. I'd love to see some reprised acts. There were some incredible ones tonight, and there will still yet to be. I've been trying the costume changes. Just like I've got clothes. I should be using them, right? I got this poncho for my 18th at the party that we had here for that very 4 years ago. Woo! I think my favorite part about it is you can actually scratch your balls in public and no one knows. And you could even scratch them on stage if you wanted to. I won't, but you could. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our next act. This man I knew both from before and after. His father started using his lit gas stove as a heater for their house. This is not a joke. Before the gas stove for a heater, he was a lovely, sweet boy who would never bother POC, a person of color, ever. After the gas stove for a heater, I have seen him beg not one, not two, but 3 of them for an N-word pass. None of which he knew personally, like full hands and like on his hands and knees. That shit was crazy. Before the carbon monoxide poisoning, he was riding high off of his poker winnings at boys' nights. But after the brain fog that ensued, sadly, last year he had his dreaded minus $110 night at our poker event. And it's ever since then, I'm sorry to say, but it's been a sharp decline. I'll call it what it is, a cliff. It's been a cliff. I'd like everyone to put your hands together for my favorite Russian spy, Maximus Lorents!
Oh man. Okay, on another note, I had a very, very, very close friend of mine that bet $2,000 on Biden being the Democratic nominee. 9 hours before he resigned. And before you ask, no, he does not have a problem. Oh man, okay. Sydney trains, am I right? Truly a nightmare. Something that is so inconsistently shit, an abusive relationship, like at least be like consistently terrible. So then like I'm forced, like I'm gonna learn to drive, you know? But in this case, like they're just exploiting my procrastination. And honestly, what a terrible design. I mean, imagine, I'm having a terrible day, right? Both my parents just died. Hypothetically lost $2,000 in the American election. And my train is 40 minutes late. I just think it's dangerously convenient to be this close to the tracks. I mean, to be fair, not that a Sydney train could actually kill you going at like 25 kilometers an hour. Yeah. I think I could have done a much better job than Jeffrey Dahmer's defense team. I mean, okay. Your Honor, if you are what you eat, then my client is just an innocent man. But really, can you imagine like Jeffrey Dahmer on a date? It's like, what's your body count? Oh, I'm actually pretty up there. 17. What about you? Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing this billionaire on the news who's trying his hardest not to age, you know? But really, I feel like he's become more of like a modern vampire. I mean, he doesn't go out in the sun. He gets blood transfusions. And he dies to a stake through the heart. Well, we're gonna end on that one.
This next act is a bit of a surprise contestant. He loves peanut butter and walks. Give it up for... And humping people. Give it up for Cooper. No, the surprise contestant is a good friend of Max and mine. And recently he came out to us. He came out and he said, guys, dude, I just got the results. I'm autistic. And me and his mum, we were looking each other in the eye and we we're like, no, we knew. It's been a couple of years, but he was showing signs much younger than that. Without further ado, I'd love for everyone to give a warm welcome to my good friend Benjamin Curtis.
So I'd like to start with a couple things about myself. I'm selfish. That's one response to having lots of siblings. Common one. I don't think the rules apply to me, which is why I decided to join this about 10 minutes ago. And I'm a real attention seeker. Ditto the last thing. So I play the electric bass. These qualities about me do lead to this. The electric bass is an instrument that you can get up there and you can dance around and you can play and get all the attention. But the other quality that you need to know about me is that I'm a huge fucking coward, which is why I didn't apply to this thing until right now. Back to the bass player thing. This leads further on to being a bass player. You can unplug that fucking thing, no one's going to notice. I came up with one bit before I agreed to do this. I have a wonderful girlfriend, Annabelle, and one of the first things she asked me is, do you ever look at magma and think, yeah, I'm going to eat that. That looks fucking delicious. Can someone put your fucking hand up, all right? If you have looked at magma and thought, yeah, I'm gonna eat that. Yeah! Woo! Apart from Annabelle, fuck every one of you. And I mean, like, I like making drinks, I like making food, and I mean, it's this sort of behavior that confuses me because, you know, I make a steak, I put my absolute all into it. I was quite proud of it. I feed it to her, and she looks me in the eye. She looks me in the eye and says, "Ben, this tastes exactly like wood." And I'm like, sorry, did I fuck it up bad? And I was like, no, this is delicious. This tastes almost exactly like wood. I'm sitting here like, so you do like it, yes? No, it's fantastic. It tastes like wood. I don't know how to deal with this. So, what do we know? I'm white. I'm selfish. I don't think the rules apply to me. I really don't like the police. Do we have any police enjoyers or haters? I don't know what kind of crowd this is. And I mean, like, look. The police have done lots of things, I assume. There are a lot of them. They get paid full time. They do many things, I must assume. Probably go to work and eat and stuff. Doesn't matter. And, you know, they've also, you know, they contributed to the stolen generation and continued persecution of black people around the country. But I'm white and I'm selfish. Sorry. This is going way longer than I thought. I'm white, selfish. What do I give a shit? Well, that leads to the other thing. I don't think the rules apply to me. And that really came to a fucking head while I was driving down Parramatta Road yesterday and got pulled over as part of an RBT. And I thought, first of all, well, I was drinking a lot last night. Fuck. And then I thought, no, I didn't drink that much. And then they said, oh, no, we're just going to do a quick drug test. So, if anyone needs a lift, sorry. That's all. Thank you very much.
He's Ben Curtis. The rules don't apply. Nor does the bell. No, I'm just kidding. We'll go right into the next one. Okay. So 2 people both put their name before Max. So Max is a hot candidate for the follow-up. I feel like some people maybe didn't think it was going to be the best. These 2 people didn't think he was going to get killed as well as he did. Anyway, I'm going to invite up the next person. We have an all-star athlete at this event. He is the seeker of the Australian national Quidditch team. Please give a warm welcome to Cooper Fitzgerald! And keep it going because he's taking the long route!
All right, if you've got any questions about Quidditch, ask me later. But yeah, a lot of you will know Cooper. He's a great dog. Personally, he's the star of the night. Unfortunately, nothing I can do can live up to his reputation is achieved. While I do identify as a Labrador sometimes, I am, I do like the bit of the ear scratch, the belly rub from time to time. Also, while you do come to ask me about Quidditch, you can ask about a belly rub. During COVID, I got a lot into conspiracy theories. More so learning about them rather than, diving down those rabbit holes. And, it got me thinking, maybe I can come up with my own. So, you go outside on a rainy day and you see people walking down the streets and they're all carrying umbrellas. What's that about? Is like Big Umbrella controlling the rain or something? Someone clearly invented the umbrella at some point, and then how else are they going to sell it, right? The other one, It's like, I got sick, a few weeks ago. A lot of people getting sick at this time of year, and I think back to December, I think back to, January. No one was wearing jumpers. Like, clearly, this thing is making you sick. What else could it be? People say you get sick in winter and it's got something to do with the cold. No, it's the jumpers. I'm telling you right now. And then we go on to talk all about these other sort of things. People they go into the ocean during summer. I just think the big sunscreen is putting microchips into our system. They get us to go for a swim, get us out in the sun, and those microchips in the sunscreen, they're just making us reinforce those behaviors. Clearly, what other explanation could there be? Like, hear me out. Anyway, all of this is more for an educational message. People often attribute false causations to stuff like this, and the good old classic is the MMR vaccine causing autism. People think, back then, like, the MMR symptoms, people got their MMR vaccine at about the same time that autism symptoms would generally present in a child. And then, people just went, the vaccines cause autism. And now that's following us, and, we've got a bunch of different other wild conspiracy theories coming around. So I reckon these sort of people, they can hold true to their beliefs as long as they admit that big umbrella controls the rain. Thank you.
Big Umbrella has a little more of a stranglehold on the market than Big Poncho, but I'm trying to bring it back. I'm trying to bring them back. They've been in the depths for a minute now. I'm just going to introduce our next act with a history lesson. In the 1950s in Australia, Japanese people who were overly nationalistic about their country were labelled as invaders and alienated by the white Australians whose families invaded this country not even 200 years prior. These days, you'll see this swole Nihonjin yelling from the rooftops about how you should convert all your money into yen because Australia is so weak and tiny and puny and compared to the land of the rising rates of childlessness. Here to kamikaze his debut set, Evan Oguro!
Hey guys, what's up? It's nice to be here. Sorry, I feel like I should do some stuff. Hey, what's up? I was actually thinking, it's really cool having so many people's attention at the same time, all the attention's on me. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I just want to... Yeah, all of you, remember? Yep, good. Just want to know if I'm running around just swinging, you know why, okay? You're all good. Just we're on the same page. It's good to see. Sorry, give me 1 second. I've forgotten. This is not... There we are. I've been, it's cool to be here. It's great, obviously, with lovely people, but I gotta say I'm not too big a fan of the area we're in. I'm born in Helston Park, which is literally across the river, so I got a lot of beef with people in this area, I looked it up because I like to do my research. I like to come prepared, I looked up what things to do in Elwood. Top 4 things. I'm not even kidding you. Walleye Creek Regional Park, Walleye Creek Walking Track, Golf Whitlam Park, sick, right? And Walleye Creek. It's just lovely, Even just the border on the Cooks River. I go fishing on the Helston Park side. Fish are great, mad. They have a great time. They love coming, munching on my hook, whatever. I go on the Elwood side, just a bunch of wankers. I'm telling you. I don't know why. I don't really care. Ari mentioned I'm Japanese. I've got this passive sort of nuclear, what's it called? I don't get affected by nuclear energy, so I don't really care. I can fish in the woodside. It's fine. Just chill. Yeah, no. Yeah, and on the note of having everyone's attention, I'm just wondering, we're talking about race here. Who's born in Australia? Can I get a woo? Yeah! Anyone born anywhere else? Wow, Ari, I'm saying, like, it's just me up here, mate. I gotta get more melanin in the room, yeah? Sorry. I also, in my research, came across the postcode is 2206, so just jot that down. Good one to know. Why not? But I can't mention Elwood without saying it does have its, great people, of course. Nina, you got Asha. Can't forget, of course, Ariana. Is she in the crowd tonight? Yeah, woo! Thanks, Shay. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ari as well, of course. Happy birthday and everything, whatnot. Yeah. I've been really kind of finding myself this past year. I've been really getting into philosophy lately. Any philosophers in the room? Woo! Yeah. And I've really been thinking. Thank you, everyone. That was me.
I expected no less, but Earlwood slander from that Hurlstonian. Anyway, we'll move on to our next act. Since about late high school, I've always told my mother I don't think you could substantively embarrass me in front of my friends. That's a yeah from somebody who has been embarrassed by their mother. And I said this, but you can understand why my doubts started to be raised when she said she would be telling a funny story at my tonight. I was thinking maybe she's been holding out on me. Maybe she was holding out the most excruciating, cringe-worthy tale of my existence, just in case I hosted a stand-up open mic night on my 22nd birthday in this house just before we sell it, and that's when she would, and when she has a direct line of communication to basically all of the most important people in my life. It was either that or maybe it's just a story about a weekend with her girlfriends, but it could go either way. Anyway, without further ado, please welcome to the stage Nina Spannari. Seventeen years old. That's how old I was when they split. And as you can tell from both of their sets, they took their sweet time. Oh my Lord. Okay, well, sorry. Sorry. That was thank you, Mom. That was lovely. I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. Without further ado, I'll introduce the second final comic of the night. He's the frontman of the band that played on this very stage 4 years ago at my 18th. He is one of the few psychos who was already considering doing a set before I had offered. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Miles Thompson.
Hello, everyone. to be doing something a little different, so I need you to bear with me. And on the count of 3, if you're on a surface, I'm going to need you to knock twice, okay? 3, 2, 1. Hello, Mr. Dracula. Please come in. How's your week been? Fucking horrible. I have had a terrible week. Where to start? Monday. Let's start with Monday. I went to the cafe that I like to go to, and I asked for a large cappuccino with full cream milk. And the server just looks at me like this. And I think to myself, great, this is how my day will start. And then she asked if I would like to round up my purchase for charity. Of course. I say no. And then she looks at me and she says, why do you hate gay people? Me, the original gay. I used to lure men up to my castle and suck them dry. How is that not gay? Oh, and do not get me started on the cost of living crisis. I am renting a studio apartment in Newtown for $800 a week. My landlord is bleeding me dry. Now, Mr. Dracula, this is a great opportunity. How are we going to try and overcome this challenge? Well, I bled him dry. Okay, let's move on. How's your love life? Fucking horrible. I met a guy off Hinge, and he seemed so wonderful. We had so much in common. I like to kill people. He likes to kill people. It was a match made in hell. But then we go on this date, and he looks nothing like his profile. His face was huge. His teeth were massive. His skin, he was so pale, it was haunting. And don't get me started on his body. So many mismatched parts from so many different people. He looked like a monster. Turns out, he was just British. Now, Mr. Dracula, what have we said about judging people based on their appearance? Doctor, I am the Lord of fucking Darkness. Mr. Dracula, treat people as we would like to be treated. I'm seeing so much growth in you, and I'm just seeing how much of a better person you're becoming. You know what? Fuck this. Why do I need to become a better person? I am already the greatest person. I am more anxious coming into therapy now than I was before. What purpose do you serve? Mr. Dracula, we came to an understanding. I do not understand why we came to an understanding. Perhaps a lapse of judgment on my part. But, how would you say it? My lapse of judgment is over. He's dead.
The Count himself, another very difficult book alongside Fagbo the Clown. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you our final act of the night, and I don't want it to be a final act like, final act, it's a lot of pressure. But he is going last, so it's a little bit of pressure. Anyway, this next comedian, our final comedian, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and his sleeves on his shirt, and his shirt on his body. He's this nerd. Dude, these dogs, man, these are fucking me up. But our next comedian's a dog, and he is. This loser has been playing Dungeons and Dragons for nearly 3 years now, and he's still better at doing voices than me. It's fucking annoying. Please welcome to the stage. This is the most softly spoken Greek person I've ever met. Julian Michailidis!
Soft-spoken, but not tonight. Tonight, I'm gonna go down memory lane. But what's this? A ring from the phone. Hello? Oh, my lawyer. What's up? What do you mean the crypto's crashed? What? You're saying Bugnut has crashed. My amazing pyramid scheme has collapsed right underneath my feet. The IRS are after us. Oh. Well, you better start packing and get to Saudi Arabia, all right? I got a story to tell, all right? Bob, was it? I don't know you. Hey, how's it going? I got a little cheese on, yeah, I consent, cheers. Right. So, I'm not liable for any jokes that may come to harm you. This is right here, NDAs. I got that one from Harvey Weinstein. But don't worry, if it doesn't work out, I'll just pretend to kill myself, like Jeffrey Epstein. All right, story time though, serious. Dad jokes, am I right? We got any dads in here? I know we do, too. Yeah, Evan was right, we need more diversity in here, you know? Man, one night I was just driving down in the ute with my dad. And he's going, "Hey, Julian, you want to hear a joke?" I go, "Fuck it, why not? Yeah, tell me." He goes, "What do you find in a hospital?" I go, "What, Dad?" "Sick people." I go, "Wow. I feel like I just lost 2 seconds of my life just there. I want it back." And he was like, "Well, you're about to lose more." He goes, "What do you listen onto the radio?" I go, "What, Dad?" "Music." I go, "This possibly cannot get worse." I was proved wrong. The next joke, he goes, "What does a chef do?" I go, "What, Dad?" Gripping my teeth, my veins are popping. I think I'm gonna go through a heart attack. He goes, "They make food." Anyways, next segue into memory lane. Bartender. Any bartenders in here? Past bartenders? Oh, yeah. It's a miserable job. I'd much rather. Someone said retail was the worst. No. You don't know the half of it. One night, I was serving customers on the TAB, gambling, where all old people go to die slowly and poor. All miserable. And
one night I was working and I see this very young bloke. Taller than me, of course, because, you know, Greek stature, built like a machine, but not as tall as the ladder. I wish I was. Besides that insecurity, you know, he comes up to me and goes, "Hello, good sir." It's not how he sounded. He sounded more like, "Hey, mate, I was just wondering, right? I just put 1,300 in a machine. I was wondering, can I have it back? Can I have a refund, mate?" I had to take a double take and go, "Is this guy like underage?" I was about to ask, "Sir, can I see your ID, please?" But instead I was like, "No, we don't do refunds here. No. On to the next story. And the bar, okay, I'll make this quick. So there's this one little old guy, a little funny old guy, right? And he always gets Coca-Cola, right? I swear, he's probably had at least 2 liters of Coca-Cola, which is, it's a bit bad if you don't have anything else, right? I go, "Sir, maybe you might want to calm down." And, you know, he's woozing a little. He's like, "Oh, no, I'll be fine. I go, all right, this is the last one, all right, I trust you on that." He goes, "Oh, thank you. He goes to the pokies or whatever to lose more money, as they usually do. And then it happens. Projectile vomits everywhere onto the floor. Guess who has to clean it up? Yours truly. And this actually reminds me of a final story, which I'll be quick with it. Back in year 2, it was on a Friday. I remember this blasted night. Trauma. Time to trauma dump. I was feeling a little woozy, right? So I went to the bathroom. I go, "Oh, maybe I need to vomit or something," right? I try to vomit, nothing happens. I sit on the toilet, arse out, pee-pee out, right? The usual, like normal people. I don't know. Any aliens here? No? Anyway. And then I come straight back, and because it's a Catholic primary school, everyone's praying on their knees, on the tables and shit. And I'm like rushing in going, oh God, I gotta go. And I go, and they're saying, "In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy," blah! All over the floor. And yeah, that's it.
One moldy banana for anyone who wants it after the show. Handled by the Greek god himself, Michailidis. Okay, well, I had a thought. I think a lot of guys are often embarrassed to like use pet names in front of their friends and stuff, and I think that's pretty lame. You can drop it subtly. Like if like the other day, Paloma called me. I said, "Hey, Plomy Womy, what's up?" Yeah, nothing much. Just chilling with Maxi Moo and Benji Boo. Yeah. No. Yeah, they say hi. And I don't have a punchline for that joke yet, but that's okay. It's funny. I think me and a lot of the comedians that went up tonight thought like, you know, if I'm just on stage, things will just come to me, and unfortunately, you just witnessed it there. It did not. So I love snowboarding. It's one of my favorite things to do. We're going very soon. I really hate smoking though. I think it's really gross, just personally. But the more I think about it, the more these two things look very, very similar, like nearly identical. I think. Both of them, like for starters, you have to get into it at a very young age. It's probably your friends or God forbid your family who take you on your first trip, and it's pretty hard getting down the mountain at first. Like your first run is like fuck, oh my God, that one hurt. But after you push through, that's when it clicks in your brain. Something's like fuck, I love this a lot. This is actually really good. Now you're budgeting all your spending around it. You're like begging from work to get some snow breaks in wherever you can. And I, more than anyone, know that I'm probably gonna die tragically young. But at least it'll be doing something that looks cool as fuck. So that was the comedy for the night. I'll say some. Thank you, every single person, for coming. You made this crazy idea actually happen. It was insane. I wrote this before I knew it was going to run until nearly midnight. But there are a lot of people here tonight, and most people here don't know most people here. So if I have one request from all of you, just approach someone. Start up a conversation, compliment their shoes for all I care. It doesn't really matter. And especially if there was a comedian that you liked that night, a comedian that you thought maybe was the 5-setter that I teased at the start of the show, go up and ask them and find out if that was them. That would mean the world. I've got thank yous for my parents for buying a house that was run down as fuck from the Salvation Army and putting together what I think is one of the coolest event spaces, one of the coolest houses in all of the Earlwood, Torella area. I haven't seen many. I haven't seen all of them. So there's maybe some good ones out there. We had Zach, Ben, Dylan, Paloma, and Asher helping actually set up this place. Before they helped on Friday, this area looked like a collapsed building had fallen on it. That you could fit maybe 5 people, and that was tops. So so close, and on such short notice. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you to Paloma for cooking the awesome birthday cake. I can't see her right now. She is. There we go. Woo! Actually, this is a very good point. Everyone, if you want to say a thank you to the people that helped set up on Friday, clap now. Another big thank you to David, whose Costco membership basically made it so I could afford this party. That was great. And for the soup! Incredible soup. Thank you to Damian Leonard and Caspar Nivison-Smith for both providing and setting up the lights respectively. It looks brilliant. Thank you to Darwin Shultze, who is filming this set, and I will eventually put an edit together of those who are okay with their sets being shared. But thank you to Darwin for putting together his awesome AB. Love your work, man.
Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to thank our audio tech, Dean Smusko. The only reason that this video is somewhat listenable is because he recorded the mic line from the night, and he set up audio, and he did some post sound effects cleanup, which was so helpful. Thanks so much, Dean. Check out 3D Feelings, it's really cool.
And once again, a massive thank you to every single fucking comedian who got up here on their debut set, giving it a shot, absolutely sending it. If you want them to feel some love, let's hear some noise for those comedians. That's a lot of love. A lot of love. Damn. I have never heard an applause that long and extended. The respect that every single one of you has from this room is palpable. And finally, if you want to stay on, we'll be open till sometime. And I believe, I'm not sure, it might be too late, but I believe Dylan is going to be doing a techno drum and bass set on this very stage if you wanna get the action going. So give us 20 minutes, we'll set that up. Thank you, Dylan! And yeah, this was an incredible event. Easily my favorite birthday party of everyone. Thank you so much to absolutely everyone that's in and was in this building. I love you all. Take care.